nice look. And the lobster thing even.
Philip Tracy, you made that one too.
Yeah, if someone had said to me she's going to come out with a lobster and peeping out in between the front prongs or whatever they are, you think, well, that's going to look daft. And it does look kind of odd, but it can't, you work it.
Philip Tracy's wonderful. He made this for me today.
Okay, well, that's incredible. And that's quite, do you go to him with a specific order? Do you phone someone? Well, obviously, you call them and say, I want a hat like this.
I asked him to make me this hat because I wanted to talk to you through the whole interview through the phone, and just in case you weren't nice to me, I was going to hang up on you.
Oh, I see. Well, you're hanging up now. Does that mean I would be nice, or just
no.
to explain? Okay.
Actually, you've been very nice. I can't do it.
Good. Well, I'm pleased to hear.
Want my tea?
Have your tea. Have some tea. It's not. There's nothing in it though. It's just chamomile. You know. It's interesting, I think, that you're talking about no one inspiring you, but you are now inspiring, I would have thought, the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to maybe be a bit bolder, to be a bit brasher, to be a bit more adventurous out there. And that must be, I would have thought, what a thrilling thing, because you were inspired and now you in turn can inspire others.
Well, you know, in reality, I can't really expect everyone to dress like me, and I actually don't at all. Yeah. That's not really what it's about. It's about be whoever you want to be. It's not about emulating me as a musician or as someone who wears fashion. It's in the show. I look out into the audience. At the end of the night, I say, if the show is successful, they don't leave connected to me. They leave connected to each other. They found a bond between one. I mean, you know, from going to see bands when you were younger. Yeah. It's like you show up and you go and you feel like you're a part of something. Yeah, you're still part of a gang. And in a way, if someone is kind of a very individual performer in that way, who not everyone necessarily gets, not everyone understands, you feel closer because of that. You feel like you're really part of a... Yes, and I truly was, and I still am in some ways, you know, an outcast from the music industry, because what I do is so different, and I don't really have any friends in the music business. So.
I'm told that's a very...
and that's really why, you know, when you bring up people in Britain who are in fashion, they have been the ones that have really been my friends, and have said, there is a place for you in the avant-garde world, and we love you, and in that way I felt like I had a place to belong.
I get the feeling from you saying that. Did you feel surprised that people in the music industry didn't warm to you then? Didn't immediately get you, didn't like you, in the same way the fashion people
I didn't really care. I was just very excited that I had a record out, and today, actually, to answer your question about the fashion overshadowing the music, we just went diamond worldwide. The album has sold 10 million records, so...
I didn't even know you could go diamond. Diamond sounds incredible. Is that more than platinum, or what is that? I don't understand.
It's more than platinum.
More than platinum? I didn't know you could go more than platinum.
It's exciting. I feel so blessed, but in that way, I guess it's sort of the testament to, especially in the age of piracy, and how many people are not buying music anymore.
Well, I think a lot of your fans buy the CDs to turn them into hats.
They buy 4 or 5 copies, and they're so cute. They stand outside the hotel and they say, they come, "With great Lady Gaga, we love you, but we've been waiting for 10 hours. I have 5 CDs, and you must sign all of them. This one in red, and this one in blue, and this one in yellow."
You could, you can, I imagine, we talked about you making the effort whenever possible, but you could sneak out kind of undercover in slobby clothes and they wouldn't know it was you.
Listen, I promise you, first of all, I don't wear slobby clothes.
I bet you, come on. Gaga, you listen, now for 1 second. Come on, you wake up in the middle of the night and you know, you've had a late night, you've been out, and just the fumes from your audience, I understand, would probably be intoxicating. And then you want to just sneak out somewhere. You must have a pair of old sweatpants you pull on. A vest. If you're watching TV, have you been tempted by a slanket? Don't do that. No. Look, I'm imagining. Have a look at that. What do you think? Do you think you could? Don't you think that would? Doesn't that look in? That's a slanket.
That's horrible.
It's not horrible.
Actually,
it's a bit horrible.
Something funny though. On the Monster Ball tour, we make these for the guys that rig my show, because they get cold sometimes in the arena, so we have little, we call them snuggies.
Snuggies, so they're walking around like all in one blanket suit.
It says Monster Ball on the front.
Well, like, you have to send me one of those.
So I don't wear, it's fine that I don't, do I have to dress that way?
No.
No.
But I'm saying.
It's all right to be different.
It's fabulous to be different.
Who's watching.
You know I'm not saying, but I'm thinking I would like to see, could you conceive of coming on here one time and just show us, maybe sneak out for a second at the end and wave, just wearing whatever you normally wear when you when you've fallen out of bed?
I look impossibly fresh when I fall out of bed. But I would say this, that I would rather die than have my fans not see me in a pair of high heels. And that's sort of
that's a mission statement. Let me ask you about, can I ask you about your personal life?
Hello?
Well, okay, I won't push it, but I was just curious as to whether or not there is, at the moment, a Lord Gaga.
I don't really have time to get to know anybody. I'm sort of single and alone, but I'm not miserable, not yet. I'm sure it's coming, it's looming. But I don't have time to get to know anybody on the road, and I am so busy, and nobody will put up with my craziness.
I'm sure, come on, I'm sure there will be someone out there.
Jonathan, I just threw my last tour out the window and put a new show together in 2 weeks.
But if you are over here, whatever you don't marry a footballer, okay?
Why would I marry a footballer?
Exactly. That's a question any sane girl should ask herself.
I feel completely detached from the celebrity world. I mean, I know that I do get, sort of hounded a bit, but you never see me falling out of nightclubs.
No, you don't. You're not that.
Other people. I really don't know anybody. I don't have any friends.
You don't have any friends? Well, maybe we should.
I have my friends. My friends are amazing. They're all backstage.
Hold on. Michael's perked up there. Michael, don't get ahead of yourself. Who's over there? Let's have a look.
So my friends. Oh, those are my friends.
Well, one in particular wants to show you just how big a friend he is there. That was like a friend dance he did there.
No, they're actually all on tour with
Gaga,
me.
do people try and engage with you as a friend? I mean, do you have people come up to you, or do you just, I guess you're not seen out and about in normal places. People can't meet you.
It's funny because I don't go out very much. I love people, but I don't love old people.
You don't love old people?
No, well, I'm just being realistic and honest, and I just feel very uncomfortable when I go to those really big, giant celebrity events, and people will walk right by me and not even look at me as if I'm not there.
Well, they're scared of you. If you wear a lobster on your head, they're scared. They're a bit, no, they're probably intimidated.
Isn't it nice to say hello?
Yeah, well, they should say. But,
good morning.
But I can't believe that. I think, because when I was at the Brits, everyone was excited you were there, and everyone wanted to talk to you.
I didn't speak to anyone at the Brits.
Shall I tell you why?
Okay.
Because, and obviously you need security around you, but I was hanging out the back and we were waiting to drive home, and I saw you getting out your car, and obviously you had this big, huge meringue of hair on your head, which looked incredible, and you had a great effort, but you were kind of had a lot of people around you to get you into the car and get you there, and it kind of looked like, it was a bit like, I imagine how it must have been to try and talk to an American president. You know what I mean? There was a lot of hustle and bustle and security around you. And I guess you have to have that because you're a very big character.
Actually, it was probably just because my hat was very big and I couldn't get into the car.
One thing before you go to perform, because are you going to get changed again to perform, or are you going to do it in this?
Yes.
I thought you probably would get changed again, yeah. One fun thing though, I've seen you duet with so many people recently. You've so many, because anyone particularly you've got your eye that you'd love to work with?
Actually right now, I just did a telephone video with Beyonce, which is coming out this week.
Wow.
And, I don't really want to do a duet with anyone right now. No, I'm happy with what, I think it's important for, especially in the pop world, when there's so many duets and features all the time, I think it's important for the, sort of legacy of your music to stand on your own 2 feet as much as possible. So I probably won't do anything for a while, actually.
Well, you don't need, I just wonder whether, David Bowie, would you like to work with him?
Yeah. That was the one I wasn't going to say, but there you go.
Why were you not going to say that?
Because it's very private, and it's for very it's private. He's for me it's like.
Have you spoken to him? Have you met him?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Okay. It's very sacred to me. I don't like to talk about artists that I've met. I do have a few very lovely relationships with artists that are much older than I am, that I don't talk about, and I don't talk about it because it's meaningful to me, and I think that to talk about it is to exploit it, and it's meaningful to me to speak to people that you've admired your entire life, and